Hey folks, LA Little here, and I want to take a quick, very short video here on the SOXX, the SMH. They're in trouble, and I want to draw your attention to it. So let's start with that and the idea that they're in trouble and what does that mean. So, you know, if you like these videos, of course, I ask you to hit the like button, subscribe, and then of course you can set the alerts if you want. And ideally, maybe leave a comment. Again, I'm going to bring you content I'm interested in, unless you ask me for content you're interested in. Let's take it to SOXX. Here's the SOXX, right? You had this big spill down, bounce up. Now you're coming down. You got a nice spill here with some volume pickup, and you're right at the bottom. You just broke a swing point low. Let's actually clean it up so you can see it. Here's your break. Broke this swing point low. You're coming back up to do a bearish retest regen. That's what these two were. They poked into it, tried to regenerate to the downside. Yesterday it held, today it's actually trying to regenerate. So we're trying to push down now and actually go down and try to hit the bottom probably. Now, that's maybe not, you know, worst case, but if you look over here, this is the thing that you have to worry about. It doesn't look like, you know, I mean, it's potential that this could get 6 bars and this would print as a swing point low, but it doesn't even have to, because you already have 2 swing point lows that are congruent. And that means that when you break those, you're going to have a bunch of stops sitting down here. And that just simply means that when you do, it's going to flush through these, right, and go to the next level. Well, on this particular level, you can see that you actually have a swing point high here that was tested once, I believe. That low was 7788. Yeah, tested once. That means it could blow through that low, or that swing point as well, because it'd be the second test. In other words, your probabilities are not that good on a second test. So you have to go out to the monthly. If you go out to the monthly, there's this swing point low that's out, I mean swing point high that's out here. It's a wide price spread bar, right? From 186 down to 144. That's 40 points. That's a large percentage. So where could this thing travel to when it takes out the stops over here, if it does? Well, I would think that you're going to push into the first third of this. This was a test already, so you're going to push in the first third to the second third. So I think that you have to assume it can come down as low as here. That's a long way down from where we're at, right? No joke. I mean, doesn't look good. If we go to SMH and look at it, what we're going to see there is almost a mirror image. It's slightly different in that NVIDIA has a larger weighting here than it does elsewhere. Here's your swing, here's your high of the low. It actually almost got to it. There's your low. If we go over here and look at the same thing, right, you've already got the same break. You see the swing point low. I just pointed out the swing point low here is broken there on this higher volume. So essentially, you know, you broke through that and you got some volume escalation. Okay, same thing, right? If we go over here the weekly, what does this look like? Well, you actually have a little different situation. Here you only have one swing point low. This one hasn't printed yet. You know, that has to go another, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd have to go 2 more bars to get there. But you do have another low deeper, and that's this one. Now, these aren't as congruent as what we saw over on the other, but they are out there, and so I would think that this one probably should give some support when we come down. So what is that price point? That's about 184. We're sitting at 224, so you're talking about 40 points off of 224. What is that, 20% or so? It's pretty hefty. And if you go back here, look how far down the swing point high is. And you have a couple of areas there. It has been tested once before. And so if it were to escalate as bad as we saw over on the SOXX, then here, right, you would think it would come down into this area and probably find support, even though it's been tested before. And so in any case you look at, right, all these cases look rather dire when you look at them this way. The one thing I would go back to, I'm going to go back to the SOXX here, is look at your percentage. 71 on the SOXX, on the SMH, on bearish. Over here it's 73. So we're getting a little bit extended here, and so I think whatever happens is going to be a flush and then a nice big bounce off of it that comes, back to a sideways and potentially even bullish at some point. But I think that's what you're going to see. So I'm thinking potentially, right, if we get bad news and these drop, we're going to flush, and we're going to flush out a bunch of stops. That's it. Have a great one. Take care. Next time.